Hello, this is Goku Version 1, and I'm back this time to do my spoiler-filled review of Captain America. So if you have yet not seen this movie, please leave because I will be ruining the movie and I will be talking about it throughout, what happens throughout the film. Let's start with the plot synopsis. Now, this is going to be a spoiler-filled plot synopsis, so I will be giving out some of the secrets. So the plot is Captain America is now back in the present, and he's dealing with politics today. And they're much different than they used to be. And he's finding out that even the good guys aren't such the good guys. And that S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to kill people to root out the people who are evil. And ultimately, the guy, Nick Fury's best friend, or really good friend, happens to actually be the leader of Hydra. And Hydra is very much back. So that's basically spoiler-filled plot synopsis. Now let's get into the actual movie itself. This was a fantastic movie, beginning from end. The actors were great, with Chris Evans, Samuel L. Jackson, Scarlett Johansson, even Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce. The villain of the movie was good, and so the acting was really cool. And there were some new actors in this film. Obviously, Robert Redford was new. But also, Anthony Mackie was one of the new characters in the film. Emily Van Camp, who I know her from Revenge, was really good in the movie. And we got a little tiny thing of Peggy Carter, and that was really cool in the film. So all of that was really, really, really well handled, and I really liked that a lot. One of the big surprises was that Jasper, one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, I can't pronounce his real name, but he was actually working for Hydra. That was a really cool surprise. I think that generally the movie was well put together. It was well thought out. The plot lines went together, and they did this concept of each character gets enough screen time to validate what they're trying to do, and I thought that was brilliant for the movie, and it really worked really well. I didn't really see a lot of flaws in this film throughout, because it was not a flawless film. If I had to give a single flaw, and this is the only thing I can come up with, yeah, there are probably flaws in the movie, but the one thing I actually came up with is that Sharon Carter's full name was not put in the movie. Now, she's Agent 13, if you don't know who that is. There's a name drop at the very end that says Sharon, but she is supposed to be related to Peggy Carter, and I kind of wish they would have done that for people who knew, said, oh, Sharon Carter. But that was literally the neatest pick I can give, that they didn't give a last name. But that's how good this movie was. This is the best of the Phase 3 movies by far. It was just a fantastic movie beginning to end. So let me get into some of the little details of the film. So I thought the idea of the espionage and Captain America having to be the bad guy, but ultimately being the good guy and trying to do the right thing was a really cool plot idea, and him having to team up with literally the only people that actually can be trusted in this world, in this government idea, was really cool. And I thought all of the characters that were on his team really added something, and it was really cool. And I felt having to be on the run, having the good guy, the infinite optimist, be the guy who literally has to fight the thing he's trying to save, is just a really cool idea. And how they brought Hydra in was really, really, really cool. I really liked what they did with Hydra. Hydra is a major, major part of Captain America, and I thought they did a really good job here with how they did Hydra. And the reveal that in some way or form, Dr. Zemo is still alive, played by Toby Jones, that was cool. I did not know that was going to be in the movie. And they did his character, because his character is kind of weird in the comics. They did a version of him in this that was really cool. I'm kind of surprised they killed him. And one thing I'm going to get into right now, this is a spoiler for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so if you don't want to know anything about that show, please turn off the video now. And I don't know when I'm going to be coming back, so I might put up an annotation at some point. But there's this, some people are claiming that this is the Clairvoyant, and I don't necessarily think so because they kill his character, but he could still be alive. But it fits what the Clairvoyant in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing, so I do think it would be interesting if they do go that route, but I don't necessarily see it. So yeah, I really liked. Let me get into a little bit of the Winter Soldier. He's a major character in this film. I really liked what they did with the Winter Soldier. They gave us a little bit of his backstory without really diving deep into it. I thought the actor was really good in the role. I liked this. They gave us a hint that in later films he's going to be a good guy again because now he's curious on who he is. Because one of the plot lines is Captain America or Steve Rogers trying to explain, hey, we're friends. I knew you. I grew up with you. And I liked that dynamic with their characters. I really did. I thought it was really well done. I mean, like, this is me just saying how much I love this film, but I really don't know what's bad about this movie. It was great from beginning to end. And I love the dynamics. I love the different characters. I love what they did with things. Special effects. Let me get into that. The helicarriers in those scenes were amazing. The helicarriers looked gorgeous. They were really cool. And we had 3 in this movie, not 1. And they, pretty much got messed up. And that scene where the helicarriers crashing into that building, that was amazing. And the comedy. Let me get into the comedy a little bit. Because I thought the comedy was done right. Like one line of, I said floor 41, and him saying it's really hard to tell floors from outside the building. I thought it was a really cool line. Like, the comedy in this movie isn't so much they're making jokes. They're saying things straight-laced, but they're comedic on how they did it. Oh, one little comedic thing I actually liked was, and this is done in everything, but I actually found some humor in it, is when they were driving, when Nick Fury was driving in his car and all the cops are attacking him, and they weren't really cops, or they were paid off, but I don't think they were really cops. And they're attacking him, and he says, "What is working in my car? The air conditioning." And that was actually kind of funny. So I think the jokes were also really good in this. So, I mean, I know this is a very boring review. Hopefully it's better than my other review. But it was just, this movie was literally fantastic. It had no major flaws. Yeah, there might be some things here and there that if I really thought about it, I've only seen this movie once. I'm definitely going to see it again. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this back-to-back with Captain America, the first Avenger, Avengers, and then this movie, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That will be cool. I didn't do that initially, but I'm definitely going to do that. That's going to be fun to kind of see how they play together, to see how the tapestry works. But yes, I can't wait to see it. And let me talk about the after-credit scenes, and then I'm going to get out of here. So the after-credit scenes were pretty good. There are 2 of them. Obviously, if you've seen this movie, you hopefully know. If you haven't, there are 2. And the first one is something I'd already known going in. Baron Strucker is basically introducing the twins who are going to be Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which was really cool. It was a quick scene, not that much. But I did actually like the Winter Soldier's little quick one with him wondering who he is. I don't think it's comedic. I was told it was comedic. I definitely didn't see any comedy in that scene, but I thought that was really good. I did not give a score in my original review, but I do give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. If I have to give it on a 10 scale, it would absolutely get a 10. It's a fantastic film, beginning to end. There's really nothing majorly bad with this movie. Maybe little tiny things that I didn't see. So, yeah. But please leave your comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me how much you love this movie, because you've already seen this movie, because this is spoiler-filled. This was Goku 471, and I will see you next time, YouTube.